Well, hey there. Welcome to Dave's Curiosity Corner Live, the Wednesday night stream where we learn something new while having some fun with friends. I'm Dave, your host and guide on this weekly adventure into trending stories, science, technology, and the future. Tonight we've got 4 big rounds of speed painting trivia fun to keep your brain buzzing like mine. First up, a countdown of the most fascinating humanoid robots in development right now. We'll see if you know any of that. Then the latest breakthroughs in science and tech that are shaping our world today. After that, we'll jump ahead to the future you predictions. What will life be like in the 2030s and 2040s? And finally, we will close with a dramatic countdown of the top existential risks to humanity. Each round is interactive. I'll give you up to 5 clues, and you try to guess the answers before the reveal. Toss out your guesses in the comments and questions into the chat anytime. This show works best when we explore together. And I do want to make a quick shout out to our sponsor, davidhansenart.com. That's all this art you've been seeing up and around me here. Our cover art is available as wall art design and other merchandise products. So check that out sometime. Now grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive in to a round of curiosity, conversation, and community. So if you get a chance, say hello in the chat. I see Arena's in the house. It's good to see you, Arena. Hopefully we'll get some other early birds in and give our new show a shot. Now this first round is going to be the top humanoid robots in development. There's only 10, so it's a top 10. Humanoid robots have been a dream of science fiction for over a century. But in 2025, they're actually walking, talking, and in some cases, even sweating their way into the real world. Let's count down the 10 most fascinating humanoid robots currently in development. So let's get it going. Now again, you know the rules. Robots do the painting, and I do give the clues. Of course, that means you have to do the guessing. Now, again, we're doing the top 10 humanoid robots. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this at all, but if not, we're going to learn something. Top 10. Here we go. Number 10. Now, this robot was once the poster child for Japan's futuristic vision in the early 2000s. It could climb stairs, wave, and even dance, but it never quite nailed marathon running. It was developed by a major car manufacturer rather than a tech startup. Now, this was retired in 2022, but its silhouette still screams friendly mascot. Its name stands for Advanced Step in Innovative Mobility. So can you guess its name? There it is. And I'll tell you, it is the Honda Motor Company from Japan. And does anybody remember what his name was? Going once. It did inspire countless memes about robot butlers. But Honda's engineers once admitted its biggest PR win was just successfully carrying a tray without spilling water. So there you go. That's the best he ever did. That's why he's number 10. Asimo. That sound familiar to anybody? No? It might be hard. Who knows? We're going to learn something new tonight on Dave's Curiosity Corner. All right, let's move to number 9 on humanoid robots. Top 10 Humanoid Robot Countdown. Here we go. Now, this robot made headlines not for lifting boxes, but for lifting batons. It was designed in South Korea with a focus on performance arts. In 2023, it actually stunned audiences by conducting a full orchestra. Its expressive movements were crafted to sync with the live human musician. Its name hints at being the 6th generation in a long-running humanoid series. Now, when this guy took the podium, critics debated whether the robot had true musicality. But audience members mostly just wanted a selfie with it after the show, so it didn't really matter. Does anybody know the country? Or the name's kind of tough, obviously. This is from Korea. And it is the EVER6. Ever 6. EVER6. I'm surprised you didn't know that one. Okay. I'd say they get easier, but they really don't. We're just learning this. Number 8, humanoid robot. This guy's pretty cool. This humanoid was built for physical endurance rather than conversation. Its developers gave it a startlingly human-like bodily functions. It cools itself by pushing water through its porous skin. It sweats. The project was designed to mimic how humans regulate heat under stress. That sounds pretty weird. That sounds really weird. Its name sounds like a character from an anime brawler, but it's all science. Alright, so this guy's Japanese. He's from the University of Tokyo. He can do push-ups until he overheats, but then he sweats it all out. Okay, anybody know the name of this guy? He's Japanese. This is Mr. Kengoro. That does sound like an anime character. Alright, well, they'll get easier as we go. Now, this one might be familiar. This one's been all over the internet for years. 4 years. This humanoid became an international celebrity almost overnight. This robot has given TED Talks, late-night TV interviews, and posed for magazine covers. In 2017, it was granted honorary citizenship in Saudi Arabia. I wonder what that was about. Some funding, no doubt. Famous for eerily human-like facial expressions and conversations. Its creators openly say it was designed as a media ambassador for robotics. Oh, okay. So the gimmick. This robot once joked in an interview about destroying humans. What? Say what? That clip went viral, and her creator spent months explaining it was just a joke. Mostly. Does anybody remember this? What her name is? Her name is Sophia. Sophia, does that sound familiar? And it's Hanson Robotics, although they spell Hanson with an O-N, not an E-N like mine. Hanson Robotics in Hong Kong. Yeah. Sophia. Alright. Down to number 6. Here we go. Now this robot is built less for charisma and more for carrying your Amazon boxes. It actually walks with bird-like legs that look oddly prehistoric. Its specialty is warehouse and delivery work. Ford and Amazon have both tested it for their logistics. Its creators say the design was inspired by flightless birds like ostriches. This is the ostrich humanoid robot. This is a little odd. Now this robot is a rare case where losing arms was an upgrade. Well, he still got arms. Early prototypes had long arms, but they were chopped in favor of stability and speed. He looks like he's still got long arms in this picture, but he certainly has bird-like feet. So this is the Agility Robotics, and his short name is Digit. There he is. Humanoid robots. Let me tell you. We are down to number 5. Learning something new, aren't we? Yes, we are. And here we go. This humanoid robot is known for soft skin, flowing hair, and an uncanny smile. It was designed as a social companion. I don't know, I'm having a hard time seeing it. It's built at Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. It is modeled directly on its creator, Professor Nadia Thalman. Now that's kind of weird, to make the robot look like yourself. That's pretty odd. This is obviously without the hair. It is kind of a good-looking female robot, though. When visitors meet Nadine, they often think they're talking to the professor herself. So the robot's name is Nadine, and it is from NTU in Singapore. The robot has been programmed to remember people's faces and conversations. There you go. She's number 5 on our robotic countdown, humanoid robot countdown. Now we're into the rarefied top 4 current humanoid robots. So here we go with number 4. You might recognize the name of some of these companies coming up. These guys are talking about making billions of these humanoid robots within the next 5 years. So there you go. That's a lot. This is a very new entrant in the humanoid field. It was only announced in 2023. Its goal is to become the universal worker. Kind of like Universal Soldier, only universal worker. Focused on factory and warehouse automation. Its sleek white design echoes the Tesla Optimus, but with some differences. This is a silver model, obviously, we're looking at. Its developers raised hundreds of millions of dollars in funding almost immediately. Its creators pitch it as solving global labor shortages, but skeptics are wary it might solve them a little too well. This guy's name is Figure 01. Not a very imaginative name. Figure 01. And of course, the company is Figure AI. That is, of course, a USA company. Figure 01. There he is. Top 3. Here we go. Most of these you might have heard of, I think. Top 3. Here we go. Robots. Now, this humanoid is famous for jaw-dropping videos and backflips. I think I've seen those on the internet. It was developed by a company once owned by both Google and SoftBank. Its parkour routines have gone viral online. Yeah, they have. Seen a lot of them. It's the most athletic robot currently in existence. Boston Dynamics insists this robot's flips are carefully choreographed. But if it ever learns to improv, we'll all be in trouble. All right, anybody remember the name of this or the company? This is the Atlas robot. The Atlas robot, and the company name you might remember because it's kind of the oldest robotic company, Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics. I think they got bought up by somebody, but Boston Dynamics. There he is, Atlas. He can jump. Parkour. 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 All right. Top two humanoid robots. Here we go. Now, this one is known worldwide as the world's most expressive humanoid robot. Its facial expressions are so lifelike that reaction videos went viral on TikTok. It's built in the UK. It specializes in human-robot interaction. Its silicone face is mounted on a deliberately neutral gray background. Now, it has showcased at CES and countless robotics conferences. Now, this one is so good at reacting that when people insult it, it actually frowns with disappointment, leading one YouTube commenter to write, "I just got roasted by a robot." Okay, well, anyway, Engineered Arts from the UK, and her name is Amika. Amika. I don't know if that sounds familiar to anybody, but humanoid robots. So that brings us to the top humanoid robot. There's Amika. Cute robot. All right, the number one humanoid robot, and then this round is mercifully over. I think we all know, don't we? Don't we know? Number one? Now, this one was announced by Elon Musk in 2021. And the announcement was made with a man in a spandex suit pretending to be a robot. That's pretty funny. It's designed as a general-purpose humanoid for labor tasks. Its official name is what? So Musk nicknamed it the Tesla bot. So it is made by the Tesla company. And Elon actually says that there's going to be more, this is going to be more valuable to the company than the cars within the next 5 years. Amazing. It promises include carrying groceries, assembling cars, and eliminating dangerous, boring jobs. Yeah, I think they're going to have up to 100 of them working in Tesla factories by the end of this year, and hopefully 1,000 of them working in Tesla manufacturing by the end of next year. Anyway, Tesla Optimus. Tesla Optimus is our number one humanoid robot. And that brings that round to a close. All right, I don't know if we're having internet issues or just we got nobody interested, but that may be the case. Who knows? But we are going to do a quick intermission. I have 4 rounds, 10 items each. And in our intermission, I'd love if anybody's in the house for you to let me know where you're watching from while I play our first intermission video. I hail from the upstate of South Carolina in the beautiful rolling foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And I don't know where you guys are from, but let me know in the chat if you get a chance. And I'll see you in about 2 minutes.
Flying cars above us hover, robots bring us tea on silver, neon lights and dreams so vivid, rocket trips to places vivid, jetpacks on the morning ride, moon cafes with cosmic pies, housewives with their friendly bots, gizmos in our wildest thoughts. Welcome to Tomorrowland, futures in our head. Every gadget, every plan, we're living grand in Tomorrowland. Vacations on the planet Mars, shopping sprees among the stars, kitchens cook with just a voice. The future's here, so let's rejoice. TV screens in every room, holograms ensure no gloom. Life's a breeze with all these tools, breaking all the future rules. Electric cars with fins so chic, space-age homes, this future's sleek. Kids with jetpacks learning fast, every dream is now a mast. Jetpacks on the morning ride, moon cafes with cosmic pies, housewives with their friendly bots, gizmos in our wildest thoughts. Welcome to Tomorrowland, futures in our hand. Every gadget, every plan, we're living grand in Tomorrowland. Vacations on the planet Mars, shopping sprees among the stars, kitchens cook with just a voice. The future's here, so let's rejoice. TV screens in every room, holograms ensure no gloom. Life's a breeze with all these tools, breaking all the future rules. Electric cars with fins so chic, space-age homes, this future's sleek. Kids with jetpacks learning fast, every dream is now a mast.
All righty, that was our quick little intermission there. And I know we had a little slow internet there on the first round, but hopefully we've got a little better connection on the second round. We'll see what we got going. But our second round will be dealing with the top 10 breakthroughs in science and tech for 2025. Now, this from telescopes peering back to the dawn of time to AI designing new forms of life. The past year has been a roller coaster for science and technology. Let's see if you can guess any of these top 10 breakthroughs as we run through them. So let's get it going. What the heck? Now, you know the rules around here. I have some robots that do some painting, and you guys do some guessing, and I will give you a few clues, especially tonight, to help out along the way. But we're going to learn something new here at Dave's Curiosity Corner. Okay. Top 10 breakthroughs in science and technology. Okay? Top 10. Here's number 10. Now, this observatory sees in the infrared, peering through cosmic dust. It launched on Christmas Day 2021 after decades of delay. Its mirrors unfold like a giant golden origami. It spotted some of the earliest galaxies in the universe. Anybody know what this is? No guesses? It is the successor to something called Hubble, which is orbiting far beyond the moon. Wow. I didn't know that. Did you know that? That it orbits outside the orbit of the moon? Wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Now, astronomers have nicknamed its first deep field image as cosmic glitter because it looked like bedazzled space. Anybody know what this is? And this is listed as number 10 on the 2025 developments. This is the James Webb Space Telescope and its discoveries. Yeah, cosmic glitter. There it is. James Webb. Okay, now you know how the game's played. So we're guessing the top 10 developments in science and technology for the 2025. This is number 9. This one's pretty weird. Now this tech lets people control machines without touching them. Now, did you know this was real? It works by reading electrical signals directly from neurons. Elon Musk's company, Neuralink, is one of the big players. Patients have already typed sentences and played video games using only their thoughts. Did you know that was real? It's been called telepathy with Wi-Fi. How about that? A paralyzed man using a brain implant once tweeted simply, "Hello world." The internet promptly lost its mind. So what would we say this development is? This is the number 9 development for 2025. And Neuralink is the name brand of one of the big players. This is brain-computer interface. Brain-computer interface, that's just what we all need. Yeah, obviously the connection we have here is a little slow. All right, number 8 on sci-tech developments of 2025. Now this breakthrough uses printers, but not the kind you find at Staples. Well, they might have them at Staples nowadays, I don't know. Scientists are layering living cells into organ-like structure. Miniature hearts and kidneys have already been created. The tech is called bioprinting. A bioprinted mini heart can actually beat on its own in a petri dish. What? Did you know this is real? 2025 is quite the year. So this development is called 3D printed human organs. 3D printed human organs. The goal here is to solve transplant shortages. Let's just print you one. I'll just print you one. Okay. All right, we are doing the top 10 science technology developments of 2025. Now this one's pretty cool. And this is important. This discovery would revolutionize power grids and magnetic levitation. So they haven't quite implemented this yet, but they've figured out how to do it, I think. Superconductors normally only work at freezing conditions. A team claimed to have one that works in everyday conditions. The result is controversial and still debated in labs worldwide. Oh, this one's still a little iffy. If real, it could make lossless electricity transmission possible. One physics meme summed it up. Room temperature superconductors are the Bigfoot. Amazing if true, but we need clearer photos. Oh, some people are still skeptical. Anyway, room temperature superconductors. There you go. I guess they think they're there. So that's cool. There they are, superconducting. All right, we are counting down the top 10 science and technology development of 2025. And this is number 6. Now this is amazing, and this has happened. Doctors often miss tiny tumors in early scans. But machine learning is being trained on millions of medical images. These systems are already outperforming most radiologists. They've shown particular promise in spotting breast and lung cancer. The goal, of course, is faster detection and better survival rates. One trial found the AI flagged a cancerous lump that doctors had overlooked, proving second opinions can come from silicon brains. So AI becomes the cancer detector. AI detects cancer earlier. And that's already happening this year. So there you go. Can you imagine what the future holds? Yeah. All right, we are down to the number 5. Number 5. Top 5 science and technology developments of 2025. Now, this is currently the the tallest and most powerful rocket ever built. It's designed to be fully reusable. Its developers want it to ferry humans to Mars. Early test flights involve some spectacular explosions. This one does belong to Elon Musk's company. SpaceX fans can call explosions rapid unscheduled disassembly. Yes, they do. Have you seen a rapid unscheduled disassembly? They're pretty cool. Now, I will say, the last flight, I watched it, and it came off almost perfect. I mean, I think they wanted to catch the bottom stage, but something wasn't perfect, so they just went ahead and landed that in the water. But they brought it down and balanced it first, and then the top stage, they landed somewhere in the Indian Ocean perfectly too. So they're getting close. SpaceX Starship 2025. They got one more test this year, I think, coming up next month or so. There you go. Okay, top 4 sci-tech developments of 2025. Here we go. Next one's number 4. Now, these machines don't use bits, but qubits. Qubits. They harness the spooky property of superposition. I don't get it. They promise to solve problems impossible for normal computers. Google announced a quantum supremacy experiment in 2019. In 2023, they tackled calculations beyond classical reach. So they're saying that they've reached a milestone this year. Quantum computers are so fragile that stray cosmic rays can crash them. Well, that doesn't sound very practical, but it is all the rage, right? Quantum computing. Quantum computing. I guess that's what we're seeing there is some quantum computing. They say that it'll completely change things, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, top three. Top three science and technology developments for 2025. Here we go. Now, I've heard of this. Figure out what it stands for. Well, they're going to tell us. This tech is famous for gene editing. Now, scientists used it on patients with sickle cell anemia. And it looks like a blobby thing. It works by snipping and repairing faulty DNA. Early trials show it actually cured the sickle cell disease. What? Clustered, regularly interspaced, short, palindromic repeats. You want me to repeat that? Clustered, regularly interspaced, short, palindromic repeats. Palindromic. This is CRISPR. CRISPR. You heard of CRISPR? The first patient to be cured with CRISPR later said she felt like she had a new body. CRISPR was used to cure a genetic disease this year. There you go, sickle cell anemia. How about that? CRISPR. Sounds scary. All right, but good. Okay, top two sci-tech developments for 2025. Number two. This has been called the holy grail of clean energy. It mimics the reaction that powers the sun. Well, that sounds good. Labs have tried for decades without success. They've been working on it. In 2022, a U.S. team finally got more energy out than they put in. It's known as ignition. After the breakthrough, physicists toasted with champagne. Then they immediately admitted scaling it for real power plants could take decades. What? I don't want to hear that. Scaling it could take decades. This is nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion with net energy gain. I guess that is important. You can't just be pumping a lot of energy there to hold it together. You got to get something out of it. Nuclear fusion, number two. There you go. All right, number one. Science and tech development for 2025. Here we go. This one involves AI again. These building blocks of life don't actually exist in nature. Algorithms design them from scratch. Now, these could become new medicines or new materials, or I think new food too, maybe, right? This leap was made possible by advances in protein folding AI. Protein folding AI. It's like ChatGPT, but for biology. One scientist quipped, "We're basically speed running evolution with AI." Oh, so they're going to try to parallel what happened in nature with the AI. And so I guess the leap forward is AI creates new protein. AI creates all new protein, new forms of life. That AI. It's gonna be the death of us. Yes. Watch for that in a future round. A little later. All right. Well, that was fun. Maybe not real fun, but fun, kind of. All right, we do have a second intermission for you. Take a quick break. I think I'll avail myself of the intermission. I'll put this on the stage here. If anybody has any chat to do, any kind of questions or anything at all, feel free to put it into the chat, and I'll see you in about 2 minutes.
All the skies are grown back limbs, flying cars and happy dreams. They strolling down the lane, wearing hats that block the rain. In Futureville where robots smile, every diner drips with style. Neon signs that never fade, picnics made in rocket shade. Milkshake bars and jukebox tunes, hoverboards zoom under moons. Perfect lawns and shiny gates, everyone's on time, no one waits. In Futureville where robots smile, every diner drips with style. Neon signs that never fade, picnics made in rocket shade. Milkshake bars and jukebox tunes, hoverboards zoom under moons. Perfect lawns and shiny gates, everyone's on time, no one waits. In Futureville where robots smile, every diner drips with style. Neon signs that never fade, picnics made in rocket shade. Gadgets hum in every home, living rooms with walls of chrome. Stories shared about future days, electric sheep and glass displays. Market deals on Tuesday morns, buying parts for new jet borns. Beauty queens with 50s charm, way from homes without a barn. Milkshake bars and jukebox tunes, hoverboards zoom under moons. Perfect lawns and shiny gates, everyone's on time, no one waits. In Futureville where robots smile, every diner drips with style. Neon signs that never fade, picnics made in rocket shade. Gadgets hum in every home, living rooms with walls of chrome. Stories shared about future days, electric sheep and glass displays. Market deals on Tuesday morns, buying parts for new jet borns. Buying parts for new jet boards, living rooms with walls of chrome. Stories shared about future days, electric sheep and glass display.
All righty. I don't know what you think of my my little intermission videos. These are some videos I made, experimenting with the AI gen over the last year or so. So we made a few videos. What the heck? Kind of fun. Let's see. Let me find the file for round 3, and we'll get it going. There's Futureville. Here's round 3, I think. All right, you know the rules. Robots paint. You guess. I give the clues. We're going to look at the top 10 future predictions that relate to you personally. So these are future predictions. Future predictions. See if you can get them. Top 10. Now, number 10, imagine saving your mind like a computer file. You can upload yourself. Experiments are already underway with memory implants in animals. Futurists dream of copying consciousness into machines. Some call it digital immortality. Popular in sci-fi, but real prototypes may appear within the next few years. Philosopher Derek Parfit once mused that your mind is copied, and there are now two of you. Great. So, the future prediction that we're talking about here is brain uploads. I guess we could call it downloads. Oh no, both ways. Brain uploads and brain downloads. Goes both ways. I can see the value in a brain download first, right? Then you upload it to the bot, right? I guess. I don't know. All right. Number 9 on future predictions. Future predictions. Here we go. Now, this one's actually already starting. Traditional classrooms may soon be obsolete. Imagine each child paired with a tireless, custom AI teacher. And I'll tell you, it's available right now. These tutors can adapt to learning styles instantly. So if one kid is a visual learner, one likes to read, one likes to, they can customize the lessons on the fly. They can, if one student's faster, if one student's slower, these tutors adapt. Already, AI chatbots are helping with homework. helping with homework. By 2030, one size fits all could be a thing of the past. Well, I think it's sooner than that, for sure. Some educators worry AI tutors will replace human teachers, while others joke it might just replace the kid's excuse. The dog ate my homework. Well, there you go. Well, so I think teachers become coaches, right? Teachers become coaches. They don't need to hold the information. The AI can hold the information. Teachers just need to help motivate, help organize, help keep it moving. Yeah. All right, number eight. So think domes, floating platforms, and storm-proof megastructures. These designed for rising seas and extreme weather. Some blueprints are already on architects' desks. I used to draw stuff like this. Is that what they mean? Future populations may live in bubble-like arcs. Survival cities could define the 21st century. So the theory being that the Earth may become less hospitable, or the rising sea levels or something, I guess. So climate adaptation cities. Dubai already has built an indoor ski slope in the desert. Imagine what future engineers will dream up when survival is on the line. Well, so I don't know about the floating one, right? I mean, the one in the air. How's it stay up? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. I guess maybe it's a dirigible, right? It could be helium? Helium, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. That was kind of a weird one. Number 7, future predictions. Here we go. Now, this one's already kind of happening. So, have you noticed all these tech bros, the really rich tech bros, are all doing anti-aging regimens? Anti-aging creams are one thing, but there is some hardcore biotech on the horizon. Scientists are testing drugs that repair DNA and clear out the zombie cells. Got to get rid of the zombie stuff. Some treatments extend mouse lifespans by 30%. Well, that's not that much, right? How long does a mouse live? You guys know? Like a year? 2 years? So 30%, a couple extra months. Billionaires are investing heavily in this research. They don't want to give their money to anybody. The promise, adding decades of healthy life to humans. Well, I guess that'd be cool. Gerontologists argue about whether the first 150-year-old person is already alive today. What's going on, doctor? Hang on to that answer. I think that question's coming up. Anyway, future prediction, longevity treatments. Yeah, that's already happening. All right, so this is cool. And these came out this year, actually. So remember Star Trek Universal Translator? What's going on, doctor? Hey, we're just kind of experimenting with a slightly different show where we're learning things that are a little more topical, and we're giving it a try. What the hey, huh? Get out of my hay, bitch. Any two people, any language, a perfect conversation. By 2030, global travelers might never need phrase books. Real-time voice translation earbuds are now in prototype. Yeah, there you go. Real-time earbuds that translate any language. That'll put the people out of work. One tester joked that the prototype worked fine until his grandmother's Scottish accent broke it. You can see certain languages being harder, right? And then how do you focus, right? Like if you're hearing the language kind of out of one ear, but you're hearing the right in English out of the other ear, sounds hard. But anyway, that's real. That's here. There you go. Just got to get it a little cheaper. We'll all have it. All right, number 5, future predictions. So CRISPR, we talked about in the last round, CRISPR began as a cure for inherited diseases, genetic diseases. But when we edited genes, not just to fix, but what if we edit genes to enhance as well? Intelligence, muscle growth, or memory could be tweaked. So that starts to sound pretty good, right? We can use CRISPR to make it smarter. Nice. Some countries already allow embryo selection for health traits. Yeah, we know that. And by mid-century, designer children may be less fiction and a lot more fact. I think people are already doing that, right? Aren't they like deciding which embryo or which genes? Yeah, I think they're already doing this. The first genetically modified babies were already born, 2018. Sparking global outrage. Future debate. Where's the line between healing and upgrading? Well, there's no real line there, right? Healing and upgrading? Genetic upgrades. That's definitely coming our way. All right, now the next one's a little different. And it's definitely happening. You can feel it in the air. Your wallet may soon be a museum piece. I already don't carry my wallet around much. You guys carry your wallets around much anymore? Not really, right? Many countries already push toward fully digital payments. Now, there is a downside. Cryptocurrencies showed the concept, but central banks are stepping in. Yeah, in the euro, right? In the Eurozone, they're creating a government-owned monetary system digital. Doesn't sound good. Kind of like China. China. Sweden is on track to be one of the first cashless societies. Physical money could become extinct. Anthropologists point out that coins have been around for 2,600 years. Meaning we may outlive one of history's longest running technologies. Yeah, things are changing. Things are changing. The end of cash is coming. The end of cash. Symbolically shown by that giant Bitcoin. Got any Bitcoin? Yeah, it kind of bought at the top and sold at the bottom, and that's kind of the way it goes for me. Buy at the top, sell at the bottom, right? That's the way you're supposed to do it. All right. Number 3 in future developments. Top 3. Imagine moving to a place where sunsets are blue, not red. Cool. Rockets are already being tested for interplanetary missions. NASA, SpaceX, and China all have roadmaps to permanent bases. Roadmap. First habitats may be domes built from Martian soil. Haven't heard that. That sounds pretty cool. Now, the robots are saying only by 2050 humans could call the red planet home. What I think the first manned flight is currently scheduled for as early as 2035. 2035. So there you go. Mars days, which are called sols, are 24 hours and 39 minutes long. So kind of similar. Just a little longer. Colonists may argue about whether that counts as overtime. I guess that's a joke in my quiz. So Mars colonies do begin soon. Yes. All right, and this one's already happening. This next one, and I don't know if anybody's has anybody ridden in a driverless cab, a Waymo or a Tesla? Think of a downtown, a cyber cab, I guess is Tesla's name. Think of a downtown where human-driven cars are banned. Well, they already do that in San Francisco, right? Autonomous taxis already operate in Phoenix, San Francisco, and Beijing, and Austin, I think. Austin has quite a few. So they're spreading autonomous taxis. By 2030, entire metro zones may go full driverless. Balderdash. Yeah, the whole show tonight's kind of balderdash. In 2018, Las Vegas had one of the first driverless shuttles, which immediately got hit by a human-driven truck. That is the problem, right? But they are building those tunnels all over Vegas, right? Elon's boring company is making tunnels all over Las Vegas so they can just drive the cars under Vegas and not get involved in any traffic. Just like one-way, tunnels. All right, number 1, and this is definitely already happening, and I've got to get it going a little stronger for myself. I mean, I do have this going, but it's not autonomous enough. Imagine an AI that knows your shopping list before you do. It schedules, reminds, and even negotiates your bills for you. Now that would be nice. Because, I hate calling and negotiating a bill or something. Yeah, I can do it. Smart speakers and phone assistants are just the start. By 2030, your second brain may manage most daily tasks. Now, I need it sooner than that. 2030 is too long for me. Let's bump that up. It's like having a digital butler without the tux. Futurists debate whether this will make us free or just hopelessly dependent. One wag called it outsourcing adulthood. Outsourcing adulthood. So, do you use your AI as an assistant very much? I definitely use my AI quite a bit, but I don't know if I'd call it an assistant or not. Well, we made it through the future predictions as well. So, we're almost there. And actually, the last round is pretty fun, I will tell you. We're going to do a quick intermission. And after that, we're going to do the top 20 existential risks to humanity. So it's the disasters that could happen, 20 of them. So hang in for that. Let's do another quick intermission, and then we'll be back for our last round. And during this intermission, if anybody shows up, say hello in the chat, please. We're kind of lonely tonight. Come and say hi.
Waves of light on cosmic seas, drifting through the mystery. Neon signs and city dreams, guiding us through endless beams. Stars align in purple haze, floating far from earthly ways. Electric winds that softly brush, turning whispers into rush. Exploration awaits, my friend. Galaxies just around the bend. Let's soar high on arpeggios, through endless skies our wonder grows. Auroras dance in twilight skies, visions painting worlds surprise. Lost in time, the moments blend, journeys pulse will never end. Horizons near with colors bright, exploring realms beyond our sight. Infinite trails where we ascend, adventure calls without an end. Exploration awaits, my friend. Galaxies just around the bend. Let's soar high on arpeggios, through endless skies our wonder grows.
Hey, what's going on? See if we can rouse some more folks in this game on our last round. This one's more typically the same length and everything as our other ones. So Let's get it going. No fooling around. Uh, I think this is it. Here we go. All right, now. Anybody that's here knows the rules. The robots do the painting. You do the guessing, and I will give you a few clues to help out a little. This one should be fun. This is the top 20 existential risks to humanity. Existential. Existential. Number 20. Beneath the Arctic and ocean floor lie vast frozen reserves. Warming temperatures could trigger their sudden release. This gas is far more potent than CO2 at trapping heat. A mass release could turbocharge climate change. It is nicknamed the Clathrate gun. Clathrate gun, for how fast it could fire. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You know these threats to humanity. Deep Earth methane release. Yeah, scary stuff. Scientists once found methane bubbling up through a Siberian lake, like champagne. Except no one is actually celebrating. Methane release. Sudden methane release. That is an existential threat. Look out. Look out. Well, it's only number 20 though. So, you know. It's only number 20. Let's do number 19. This one seems less probable lately. I don't know why. Maybe. The global population did just pass 8 billion. More people means more pressure on food, water, and energy. Historically, overuse of resources has led to collapsed societies. So there's some historical precedents for this one. Modern supply chains make us even more vulnerable to this. Too many mouths, not enough planet. Well, this one, number 19, is the overpopulation or resource collapse. That's a possibility. Economist Kenneth Boulding once joked, anyone who believes exponential growth can go on forever is either a madman or an economist. Overpopulation is number 19. Yeah, they look hungry, I guess. I guess we shouldn't laugh at that. Number 18 on our existential threat list. So, this burning fields caldera bubbles under Naples, Italy. It's under Naples, Italy. Its last massive eruption happened about 39,000 years ago. That doesn't seem like that long ago. A blast would coat Europe in ash. Doesn't sound like a bad thing, really. The resulting climate shock could starve billions. Could starve billions. All right. It's a lesser known cousin of Yellowstone. A lesser known cousin. Modern Naples sits right on top of this ticking time bomb. Real estate agents probably don't even mention that. So I lived in southern Utah for a long time, and I guess most of southern Utah is actually a really ancient supervolcano. This one's still active though. Campi Flegrei. Campi Flegrei. Super volcano. Okay. Number 17. Here we go. Oh, this one's probable. I hate the probable one. Imagine an economy where most jobs vanish. Automation. Add AI-driven misinformation destabilizing democracy. Oh, great. Trust in institutions erodes, leaving chaos behind. Collapse might be slow, not a single doomsday event. Civilization unraveling from within. Some call this death by 1,000 tweets. I don't know, is Vesuvius part of that supervolcano? Vesuvius is actually just a regular volcano, but under Naples is a super volcano. Hey, the People's Library, with some information for us there. That's a lot to read, man. Yeah. Well, so this item, number 17, is the AI-induced societal collapse. AI-induced societal collapse, which could be bad, right? Imperialist. I haven't been called an imperialist in a while. Number 16, on the existential risks. We've seen crashes before. 1929, 2008. Ring a bell? Imagine one hitting every nation at once. Banks fail, trade freezes, and supply chains shatter. Panic leads to riots and famine. The world economy never recovers. Historians note the fall of the Roman Empire included runaway inflation. A reminder that money troubles are an old story. So, an existential threat is a possibility of a global economic collapse. Global economic collapse. So you're starting to get the feel of these things, right? These are the 20 things we should worry about. And number 16 is a global economic collapse. Let's move on to number 15. This one's cheery. This one's the kind of one where you know, not much you can do about it. Not much you can do. The universe occasionally fires off these deadly beams. That doesn't sound good to start. They're often born from collapsing stars. If one actually hit Earth, our ozone would vanish, and radiation would sterilize the Earth's surface. There'd be no warning. There is no defense. It is just cosmic bad luck. Astronomers think a gamma ray burst may have caused a mass extinction 450 million years ago. So they think this might have happened. Right? Sounds like we're overdue. This one doesn't sound like there's much you can do about it. I mean, I guess that's why these guys are building these underground things, right? Cosmic gamma ray burst. Cosmic gamma ray burst. Yeah, there it is. Burst. That's trouble. You see that in the sky? If you see that in the sky, you see that? Run. Run. All right, number 14 on our existential threat list. Like we haven't had enough bad ones. How about this one? SETI listens for signals, but what if something replies? They think this one comet that's out there right now, right? They think that might be a spaceship. Have you heard that? What is it called? 3DI or 3ID or something? Something like that. A powerful civilization might not see us as equals. Yeah, could be great. Could be anything. Could be robots. Could be robots. Even well-meaning contact could spread alien microbes. Worst case, extinction by indifference. Yeah. They might not just care much about us. We're like a little mold on the Earth's surface. Science fiction has warned us for decades about this. Stephen Hawking once cautioned against shouting into the cosmos. Basically saying, don't text strangers you can't block. Alien invasion. Alien invasion is a definite existential threat. There you go. It's number 14, so it's not real high on the list, but there's higher ones. I love this one. This is a human-induced one here. In 2008, the world's largest particle collider switched on. Yes, it did. Some feared it might create a black hole. Yeah, do you remember that? Everybody's worried, like when they turn on the particle collider. Or that strange matter that eats everything could evolve. Scientists insist, though, that it's safe. And it seems like it's safe so far. The real risk is more Hollywood than physics. A Swiss newspaper once headlined, "Is this the end of the world?" Turns out it wasn't, but the Large Hadron Collider with the particle experiment. There could be like a particle experiment accident. Even a miniature black hole would be dangerous, right? Is that what it is, Lucerne? It's in Switzerland, right? Or is it on the border? Can't remember. Something like that. They were going to build it in Texas. How come they didn't build it in Texas? What happened? Don't know. All right, top 12. Here we go. Number 12. This one certainly seems likely. Viruses can be engineered now as easily as software. A mistake in a lab could unleash something unstoppable. Or a weaponized strain could be released intentionally. Possibly, maybe, sort of. Post-COVID, many see this as the scariest risk. The robots only got number 12, though, but, the robots are on the list, too. Billions could die in a matter of months. Great. Yeah, exactly. During the Cold War, the USSR allegedly stockpiled enough anthrax to kill every human alive. Did you know that? Russia had enough anthrax to kill everybody. I don't know what they did with it. Anyway, biotechnology pandemic, or like a lab leak or a bioweapon. Lots of possibilities. Bummer. That is a definite existential threat to humanity. Existential. There you go. Number 11. All right, this is a risk. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We're back. So bees vanish, coral reefs bleach, rainforests burn. We lose enough species and for the ecosystem to stop working. You know, if there's no pollinators, there's no crops. I have experienced that in my own garden. You know, you ever have trouble with your cucumbers not getting pollinated very efficiently? Yeah, a lot of early season trouble, let me tell you. No fish means empty oceans. Not good. Collapse spirals into famine and war. Scientists say Earth is already in its 6th mass extinction. Yeah, so what the robots are calling this one is ecological collapse. Mass extinction of biodiversity. So once you get, enough species dying, the whole system collapses. Could happen. There's a lot of threats. I mean, the idea isn't to lose sleep tonight, but, we'll see what happens. We're only down to the top 10 now. It seems like those 10 have been bad enough. Now we're going to have the top 10 risks. This is a possibility. In 1859, something called the Carrington event fried all the telegraphs. A modern repeat would take out satellites and the power grid. Can you imagine without the power grid for a while? Yeah, it's tough. Internet, GPS, power. I still had internet the whole time I was out of power from the hurricane. We had hurricane issues last year, and Hurricane Helene made a little visit. And we didn't have power for a few days, but I still had internet with the generator. Recovery could take years. Imagine civilization reset by the sun itself. In 2012, a near-miss solar storm swept past Earth. A cosmic bullet dodged. So yeah, you got it. Solar super flare. Not just solar flare. Solar super flare. And I'll tell you what, that picture looks like a super flare. Yeah, that sounds like trouble. And it's, highly possible. Highly possible. Not good. All right, now kind of related to a previous one, but this one's more specific. So farming is now a global web. If you disrupt one link and shortages ripple worldwide, climate disasters and wars make this possibility worse. Billions depend on just a few staple crops. Failure of those crops equals famine and, of course, war. The Irish potato famine wiped out a quarter of Ireland's population. Did you know that? And that was just one crop in one country. So yeah, famine, that's global food system collapse. Global food system collapse. So like a super volcano could cause that. A disease? An engineered bioweapon, perhaps? Lots of things could cause a global food system collapse. And that's a definite threat to humanity for sure. Yeah. And you wouldn't get any good wine from Napa. Like this, the picture looks like it's a winery, a vineyard. All right, now this one's interesting. I didn't know this one. So here you go. This is a new one. Oxygen in oceans keeps marine life alive. Well, I guess I knew that. But if you lose it, and ecosystems suffocate. Ancient extinctions were triggered this way. Uh-oh. Hydrogen sulfide gas could poison the air. The seas turn toxic. The land follows the sea. Geologists call past anoxic. Am I saying that right? Anoxic oceans. That's what it is. Anoxic oceans. Canfield oceans. Sounds like a metal band, but it does sound like a metal band. Anoxic oceans. Yeah, deoxification of the ocean. Oxygen depletion. Ocean anoxia. There it is. Ocean anoxia. Sounds bad. And I guess it led to previous extinctions. So that's not good. Although I hate that one that's maybe a cosmic gamma ray. That just sounds rough. All right. I guess they're all rough. Number seven. Here we go. This one's starting to seem more and more sketchy. My good buddy Palmer Luckey. You know Palmer Luckey? Imagine killer drones making their own decisions. No human in the loop. Cheap, scalable, and impossible to stop once unleashed. This could trigger global wars or targeted genocide. Yeah, you can imagine targeted genocide. Wow. Hang on to that AI in general, because I think that's still down the list. This is a specific form of AI. This is AI-controlled autonomous weapons. You know who Palmer Luckey is? He's the guy that invented the Oculus, the VR, and sold it to Facebook, and then they fired him, and then he started a weapons company. He sells a lot of stuff to the U.S. government nowadays. AI autonomous weapons. Critics call them slaughterbots. Slaughterbots. Just slaughterbots. I love that term. It's great. Slaughterbots. All right, now this one's weird. I think there was a Michael Crichton book about this. Tiny machines the size of molecules. They're designed to build or dismantle anything. They can self-assemble and stuff. If self-replicating, they could multiply unchecked. This sounds sketchy. In theory, they'd eat the biosphere. Earth dissolves into gray sludge. Yeah, nanobot. Nanotechnology, gray goo scenario. The gray goo scenario. Wasn't there a Michael Crichton book about that, wasn't it? I think so. Forget what it was. Prey. It's called Prey, I think. Check me on that. Jamie, check me on that. You look that up, Jamie? I need a Jamie. I think I'm going to train my AI to be Jamie. Yeah. Eric Drexler, who popularized nanotech, admits gray goo is unlikely. That's good. Glad to hear it. Do you trust him? No. All right. So, number 5. If there's any woke folks in the audience, you'll like this one. I guess it's not woke folks. Melting ice raises seas, but that's just the start. Tipping points lock in higher warming. Droughts, wildfires, and floods reshape the entire planet. Croplands vanish, cities sink. Civilization collapses in slow motion. Yeah, a certain type of climate change, Doctor. A certain type of climate change. We're going to have the rapture as number 1, since we're the only 2 people left on the planet, Doctor. Rapture needs to be on the list. All those poor people. Or I guess they're the good people. We're the ones left to deal with these disasters. Runaway climate change is of course the correct answer. The boiling frog scenario. We are the boiling frog. I like boiling frog better than runaway climate change. Yeah, boiling frog scenario. There you go. All right, top 4. Top 4. Here we go. Yeah, we're the ones left to deal with stuff. We'll see how it goes. All right, stick together. So 66 million years ago, dinosaurs met this fate. Big enough, and the skies rained fire. Dust clouds block sunlight for years. Crops die. Ecosystems crash. Humanity joins the dinosaurs. Yeah, this is an existential threat. Definitely. An asteroid or comet impact. Yeah, comet strike. Whoa. NASA recently tested planetary defense by slamming a spaceship into an asteroid. The good news is it kind of worked, but it was only a small asteroid. So, if it's a small enough asteroid, slamming a spaceship into it might work. There you go. As long as you don't break it into a million pieces, right? Isn't that what happened in the movie? The Deep Impact movie? They broke it into a bunch of pieces. Yeah, that didn't go well. All right, so now we've seen one supervolcano, but this is the granddaddy. Beneath Wyoming lies a magnet chamber the size of a continent. Right. This last erupted 640,000 years ago. A full blast would blanket North America in ash. Global climate would collapse. Agriculture would end. I don't know. I mean, we can still grow in greenhouses with grow lights. Yeah, if you can get the power going, I guess. Billions starve. There you go. That sounds like a problem. Tourists still pose for selfies at Yellowstone's hot springs, literally standing directly on top of the threat. Yeah, super volcano eruption at the Yellowstone caldera. There it is. Look at it go. It's starting. Holy smoke. Can you imagine, like, climbing over a ridge and seeing that? Could you imagine? No. Hard to imagine. We just did, though. Thanks to Grok AI. Thank you, Grok. All right, top 2. top 2 threats to humanity. And I think this is probably number 1. And I think the robots were playing a little game by not making this one number 1. Imagine a mind millions of times smarter than ours. Once built, it could rewrite its own code. Humans might lose control in days. Whether it ignores us or eliminates us is unknown. Ignores us or eliminates us? It has 2 choices. Some call this the last invention humanity ever makes. Yeah. Yes. The AGI singularity. Global Artificial Intelligence Takeover. This sounds pretty likely. Do you think this is the number 1? It's number 2 on the list. And the number 1 kind of makes sense too. The first superintelligence will be the last invention humanity needs, provided we survive it. So, there's a good scenario, and there's a bad scenario. All right, number 1, threat to humanity. Thousands of nuclear warheads remain on high alert worldwide. A large-scale exchange would kill billions instantly. Smoke and ash would block sunlight for years. Agriculture fails, famine follows, civilization ends in ice and fire. Yes, nukes. Global thermonuclear war plus nuclear winter. It's a double whammy. The war itself and the nuclear winter. During the Cold War, a Soviet officer named Stanislav Petrov once refused to launch after a false alarm, possibly saving the world. So have you guys heard that story? So it was kind of during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and there was one of their, I think, submarines got a false alarm that it was supposed to launch, and somehow the officer refused to launch, and possibly saved the world. There you go. There you go. Well, so that was kind of a cheery end to the evening. Essential threats. Good job. Good job, Doctor. Yeah, Red October, exactly. Exactly. Well, so I don't know what was going on tonight. Seemed like we probably had a few different things up against us, causing us some problems. I had rescheduled this, so somehow YouTube might have kind of blocked the advertisement for this. And then it might have been a little boring at the beginning for some people. So we will retool Wednesday night a little bit. But I do want to do something that's slightly different. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have a regular show on Sunday night. Let me add it on. Here we go. Regular show. Let me